48 hours fasting completed. It is now Wednesday at 10 a.m. and I finished the fast on Saturday at 6 p.m. So I'm going to talk you through what I felt, what I've experienced over the last few days, what I experienced and learnt during the fast, maybe some of the benefits and also some of the drawbacks. From Saturday into Sunday, I still felt pretty exhausted, even though I was drinking my smoothies, eating the smoothies, eating fruit and just banging in all my carbohydrates and my sugar. I was still finding it very difficult to just get up and move, but it wasn't as bad as during the fast. I also had a bit of a mental slog, if you like a bit of a depression, a bit of a low mood that crept in Sunday, Monday, and is still kind of hovering around today a little bit. I think it's just a little bit of fatigue and tiredness and my body just readjusting. But yeah, that kind of stuck around. I was a little bit grumpy, a little bit irritable, a little bit sad, feeling sorry for myself. But I don't, when I catch that, and I'm getting better at catching that, when I catch that, I don't allow it to become me. I might feel it, but I'm not going to allow it to stop me from doing what I need to do. Because the thing with negative thoughts I've noticed is that they can come and plant themselves. And when they plant themselves, they need water and nutrition to grow, just like a tree. So with a negative thought, by watering it and feeding it, that's you buying into the negative thought, going into it. So I'm tired, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling grumpy. Okay, and then I go into that further and I don't want to do anything, I don't want to talk to nobody. Or I can just acknowledge it, appreciate it's there, and then go and do the things that I want to do and need to do. Starving it of water and nutrition, if you like. Bowels started to move a lot better, started to relieve some of the constipation, however it came back. Now, I'm not sure if that's because I had oats yesterday. I said I was going to do fruits, but it's difficult. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm a perfect man. So I had oats yesterday, but I had them very plain, overnight oats with a bit of cocoa powder, some honey, some chia seeds. Now, I don't think my body digests those things very well. I kind of know this anyway, but we always like to test just to make sure. So I've got rid of the oats. I also think bananas seem to constipate me a little bit when I have too many of them, too much of them, or if I have the non-organic type. Yep, it's that complex. Now, after the fast, I also took 2 laxatives rather than just one, and that really helped me to get rid of some stuff. And it was really nasty stuff I was passing. So I'm hoping a lot of that was toxins and old waste and just crap that's been built up for a few days or even a few months or even years from what I'm reading and researching. And hopefully that's all just passing through and getting rid of it. And the thing with a fast, from what I'm reading, is that when you fast, the body has no food in the stomach. So therefore, it's not using energy to digest food. Now, that excess energy that's in the body, it will mobilize to repair the body, to recover, to heal, but also to eliminate toxins, because toxins build up in the body, in the fatty tissues. Toxins can build up in your digestive system, in your GI tract, through your intestines, and all over the body. And as you're fasting, you're getting all this extra energy, and the body's doing like a house clean, shall we say. It starts to pull those toxins out of where they're stored and they start to recirculate the body. And I do believe that this might have been what I was experiencing with the fatigue, the heart palpitations, the struggling with breathing, the feeling just wiped out. There's a potential that it might have been the toxicity recirculating my body and making me feel that way as my body tries to eliminate it, from what I've read and researched and understood anyway. Take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt, do your own research, make your own mind up. So why am I still feeling slightly fatigued today? Simple solutions, I think. What we've just said with the toxicity floating around, a little bit of constipation creeping back in, so my body's not eliminating, but also generally speaking, 5,000, 6,000 calorie deficit will do that to you. And especially because my diet was predominantly sugar, fruit sugar, carbohydrates, minimal protein, minimal fats. I'm going from a diet of quick digesting food, quick digesting calories, into nothing at all for 2 days. Whereas when you eat protein and fat, you've got a little bit more stored up and you're already used to eating a bit of a lower sugar load or a carb load, so your blood sugars might be more stable. There's all kinds of crazy things going on. But that could play into why I'm feeling kind of lethargic still. But I'm building up. There's also the potential of electrolytes. So when you're fasting, your body begins to release glycogen, which is stored carbohydrates essentially in the muscle. Your body starts to get rid of or burn glycogen, starts to dump glycogen, and you urinate more. And as you urinate, you start to lose electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, sodium. Now, this can cause havoc in the body. So it's important that when you're doing some kind of a fasting or some kind of a low carb diet, that I feel that I should have electrolytes on hand, maybe like a supplement, potassium, a supplement magnesium, and some pink or Himalayan or sea salt, just to kind of replace those electrolytes should I start to feel that way. What did I learn from 48 hours of not eating food? I learned how small my appetite really is. During the fast and even today, I'm not necessarily hungry, like physically hungry. I'm not hungry. My belly doesn't need food. Now, they say that when an animal's sick, it will stop eating. The body will suppress the appetite so that the animal doesn't eat, and therefore the body can begin the recovery process, let's say, the healing process, the repair process. However, with us human beings, we don't always eat because we're hungry. And I've noticed that with myself. Like right now, I'm not hungry, but my brain's telling me to go in the kitchen and get something because I work from the living room and the kitchen's just in there. And because I'm working here and I'm focused, my brain goes, this is difficult. Go get some food. Let's just procrastinate. Or if you're feeling a certain way, you might be feeling sad or angry or anxious or depressed. And then you don't want to feel those feelings. So what we do is we eat, because when we eat, we release other hormones, we distract ourselves, we get a little bit of enjoyment, and that feeling of those low negative feelings kind of disappear or fade into the background. So I realized how much I fall into that category with eating to suppress my feelings and eating to procrastinate and eating for this and eating for that. And also how much I have been eating in terms of volume and food density so that I can build muscle, so that I can look a certain way at the cost of my health. For years, I was drinking protein shakes, eating cheese, drinking milk, eating all kinds of things that my body just does not need or want in it, whether that's through intolerances or whether that's just through the fact that the human body is not designed to be digested and consuming those things on a daily basis in the frequency that we do. And I find it amazing how we value, or I valued personally, how well I looked in terms of aesthetics, muscle growth and abs at the cost of my health, my digestive system. And even crazier, the fact that we aren't aware of this, we aren't educated on this, or we just don't listen to the body when it's telling us. When we're getting those stinky farts and we're going, oh yeah, it's just me, it's just a stinky fart. Or when we're getting bloated or constipated, or we've got cramps and we're not listening to the body, we're just going, oh, that is what it is. It's not what it is at all. That's not how health and the human body is supposed to be. But that's probably another video. Another thing I've learned is to listen to the body. Listen to the body. The body was telling me to stop fasting 42 to 48 hours in. And I probably could have carried on, but I might have been more physically wiped out. And I had a lot to do this week, so it wouldn't have made sense. Just at the cost of trying to get more, which is the same idea as building muscle. Build more muscle. It's like fast for longer, eat less food. Human beings, we just want more all the time. And it becomes toxic, becomes dangerous. So listening to my body is something I've learned. Listening to when it's actually hungry, not the mind. Listening to what kind of foods it wants. Like what is it I'm actually needing right now? I don't need no chips, no burger. I don't even need no dense food right now. I just want fruits and juices because that's what my body's telling me to eat. And finally, I learned how much I attach my sense of happiness and fulfillment and joy into eating, which is kind of like being in a relationship. We might say, well, that's okay, that's fine. But is it? If you're in a relationship and this single person is the epitome of your happiness and it's your whole world, and that's all that your world revolves around, and then that person isn't there no longer, or that person leaves you, or that person stops giving you the attention you used to get for whatever reason, all of a sudden you feel lost and broken and abandoned. Is it healthy, therefore, to put such a large amount of happiness and joy and attachment onto things, onto anything, whether that's a relationship, whether that's food, whether that's a way of eating, whether that's your body? I mean, I've lost muscle, and it was difficult because I was like, oh, my identity, and I place so much attachment. And when I'm walking around, people know that I've lost all this muscle. Like, no one cares about you, Zach. So yeah, letting go of the attachment of food and people and all these other things to give me my happiness, I'm hoping, theoretically, and so from what I've heard from other people and what I read in books, will allow space for actual internal happiness to come through. So that you don't need anything to be happy. You are just happy. And then the things that you have on top of that will kind of just be okay. You enjoy them, but you're not attached to them. I think that's kind of where I want to be. Positives I experienced, the beneficial factors of doing this fast. So my digestive system seemed to recover a little bit. I was pooing a little bit more. There was less bloating. There was a lot less flatulence, a lot less smell as well. There was practically smellless. Also, the mental calm. I really enjoyed that mental calm. I'm a person that's always thinking. I'm sure we all are these days with all the phones and videos and podcasts and social media we're constantly looking at. But I'm a person that's always thinking. The mind's always active, and I have to be mindful and conscious and aware of that so I can kind of bring it back in. But With the fasting, I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to try to be mindful, to try to keep my mind calm. It was just kind of there on that level all the time, and it was relatively nice. Also, I feel like I'm the type of person that always needs to be moving. I always need to be doing something. And fasting allowed me to just not feel that way and feel like it was okay to sit down, it was okay to rest. And that was beautiful, but not productive for long periods of time, obviously. And that's the same with everything. We live in a Western society, in the modern day world, and we have got all these things, all these nice foods surrounded by them. We've got these phones, this technology, and it's okay to use them, but I think it's important to acknowledge and recognize when they are becoming unhealthy and detrimental in our lives. Last positive, and this is more of like a hope, and based on what I'm reading, what I'm researching, I'm hoping that my body went through some detoxing, some big detoxing, healing, removing some toxins that have been stored up in the body. That's why I've gone onto the juices now as well, which I'll talk about more in a minute. But I'm hoping the fasters brought the toxins out into circulation, back through, so they can be eliminated through urine, through sweating, through fecal matter, and all the other ways that the body eliminates waste. Healing, baby. That's what we're after. So like I said, I've now got a juicer, and I'm onto juices. I've implemented 2 or 3 juices throughout the day. I'm still having one cooked meal, which is basically going to be like a light grain, such as a quinoa, some veggies, a bit of tomato puree, some seasonings, and some veggies, Brussels, broccoli, and I'm loving it. I love that. But remember, guys, I've transitioned and developed myself over the years to get here. So I started off by eating junk food, ginsters, pasties, and chippy to bulk. And then I started reducing those and replacing them with healthier versions, healthier alternatives, such as oven foods, and they're healthier than store-bought foods. And then from other oven foods, I would move on to like microwave rice and things. And eventually over time, and it takes months and even years, eventually over time, you reduce the amount you need the treats and the rewards and the junk food, and you increase how much you want the healthier foods because they taste better. Your taste buds adapt. Your enjoyment of the foods increases because you can feel what they're doing to your body on a cellular level. You experience what they do to your mood and your energy levels, and over time, naturally, you're just drawn towards those foods. So yeah, juices 2 or 3 times a day, one cooked meal, and on gym days, I'm going to have some kind of a dried fruit before to give me some energy. Again, I've got to remind myself this as well as you guys, but I am not focused on building muscle anymore. So protein is not a concern right now. I'm still hitting 50 to 70 grams a day, so enough for my minimal dietary requirements in terms of health. Fat is not, I'm not interested in fat. I gather about 20 to 40 grams of fat a day on the foods that I'm eating, which again is more than enough to sustain myself. And I've got to stop worrying about what people think about my physique, about my body, what I think about it more importantly. I've got to appreciate it, accept it while I'm healing the internal, because we can build muscle in the future. But first, the goal is to clean the digestive system, get it moving, get it cleaned out, clean the body, get my health back to the pinnacle, and then maybe look at start building some muscle then. We'll see. If you have any questions regarding everything I've gone through, the fasting, health, nutrition, mindset, weight loss, all of it, just drop me a message, drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought of this video. I'm open to critique and criticisms. Helps me to get better. And I'm also open to compliments. If you liked this video, drop a thumbs up, tickle the algorithm for me. Drop me a subscribe, drop a comment, do all the business, and I will send you one vegan, whole food, plant-based cookie made of nothing but fruits and vegetables.